Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 446, into the dark pyramids. First,
I'm searching, I'm loving,
we have to go down to the basement.
I'm finding love, I'm hiding, I'm searching.
They're hiding, we're searching.
I'm finding love.
Hey Jasper, how's it going?
Let the fate control your body.
Let's start the party, people.
I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Yes, hello. Good to be back. Sing along. So that went a bit better. Let's hope the men in black don't show up today. Perhaps you should pretend that men in black are here already. Why is it not grabbing it? What happened there? Drag and drop. Oh yeah. CPU's peaking a bit. Let's kill some background jobs. See if that helps. There we go. Let's see how we go now. That's better. I can put the man in black mask on today. It looks kind of creepy. The man in black. I forgot to use it last time. Normally you meant to put this one up here, but I think the CPU was maxed out. Normally you meant to bring that up while we sort out the problems. I'm not sure if people have seen that. At the end we get the machine gun out and shoot the men in black. So, yeah, we've got a bit to cover today, that's what. So there's no set time on this. Who knows how long it'll go. We're starting early by 3 hours. Take that, men in black. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we got a lot of little gadgets here that I've written just to keep it entertaining, and also just to make it simpler. Open lines. When I might have open lines again sometime. People can click the link and come and join and talk. But at this stage, got so much other stuff to cover. So let me just sort this out here on the side chat. Hello, anyone out there? We got Jasper so far. I'm here for another 2 to 3 hours. Okay. Well, we'll probably be as well, probably. Welcome to the OT channel. So we're starting off with something that's more positive or more interesting, and then we're getting into what the fraud channels are putting up. Less interesting and more bullshit, you know. So it's number 446. Duck pyramid. Something's popped up here. It's in the way. Pyramid and UFO analysis. Yeah, I've had a bit of a rough night with my guts again since I've taken these pills for my immune system. I'm pretty sure they cause ulcers in the mouth. They're going to cause ulcers in the stomach too. Although I've got other pills that can direct it. My stomach's always been a bit dodgy. Hey. So yeah, if we need to put up some donation link. We're sitting at 120 so far. If you want to donate, join the UFO group. Visit the Out There channel, wordpress.com. Okay. Okay, I think we're almost ready to go. It's amazing. It takes so much preparation and checks when you do live streams. So much goes wrong. And yeah, got a few tabs here. So recently there's a new season of Alaska Triangle. So let's bring that up first. Now, we were doing a chart of meteorite impacts worldwide in triangles. And one of them is the Alaskan Triangle. Yeah, I know this dark thing, but I don't want it. Some things are better not dark, I find. And this is one of them. I was looking for the TV series. Here we go. Started in 2020, and on to season 2 now. Travel TV. Quite an interesting series. It's got a mix of paranormal and UFO stuff, and it's quite enjoyable for entertainment. And they do have some sort of credible people on there, and also some less credible people, but yeah, you can see the titles there. So it's also got some Bigfoots added in there. It's got the whole mix. So yeah, it's probably going to carry on for a few more seasons here, I'd say. But if you have a look at the map of Alaska, if I can type it in. Okay. Here it is up here. It's got a strange bit of land that comes out here. Bering Sea. But you can see there is some sort of curvature happening here, which looks very much like a large meteorite impact, same as what happened down here. See this here between Florida and Mexico. They know there was a big impact here, and also over here. And of course, we know the Bermuda Triangle is in this region here. There's also the USA is riddled with impact craters. And also Australia is as well. Not so much over UK or in Europe. Africa's got a few big ones in China and Russia, but America seems to be the most hit place. And also we've got the South Atlantic anomaly out here, which has strange magnetics happening, a bit like the Bermuda Triangle, and of course it's between three impact sites, one off the coast of Africa here, one off South America, which seems to have that little round bit happening here too, and there was another one up here too, where that round bit is happening. So yeah, there might be something to it. So yeah, the impact craters are obviously not fully mapped out yet. And apparently they find a lot of fragments in the ice in these snowy regions, and the little black rocks that stick out. So yeah, the impact craters can be asteroids, very, very big, and meteorites, of course. What type of rocks are found in impact craters? Okay, I wonder if we got a list on Earth I wanted. Okay, carbonates and sandstones. Meteorite crater, Arizona. I think there's a big black rock. Probably need to try a different search term. What's the black rock found in asteroids? That's kind of meteorites, which have fallen recently, may have a black, reddish-like crust on their surface. It's not what I'm after. I'm after actual minerals. Let's see. All meteorites black. So you can see how black it can get here. Glassy undercoating called a fusion crust. Dark grey to charcoal black. Black rock. So asteroids are going to have it if it comes through the atmosphere as well. Dark black rocks such as basalt. Right, here we go. So that must be it. So let's have a look. I think there's some other rocks as well. And basalt normally comes from volcanic rock. Yep, black volcanic rock. And it's silicon oxide. Interesting. Minerals include ovine, pyroxene. So there are other stuff in there. Basalt is erupted at temperatures between 1100 to 1200 Celsius. Minerals. So once we understand what's making up these rocks, then it might... This will apply to what I'm going to come up with. Because the dark pyramid is called dark for a reason, and it's because it's black. So we'll go over the story in a minute. So mineral... Hey, that sounded like some money falling into the jar. Okay, here we got on the side here. Jack, how's it going? Jack Beanstalk. Not Jack Beanstalk. Alright, we got a new member. Okay, thanks for joining there. Super chats do work. You got many options to pay me, but I prefer Substar subscriptions, because if Google takes us out, Substar's a separate system, you see. At the moment, I think a lot of the UFO channels are being targeted, and the traffic is way down. Some strangeness happening with our subs, of course. You can see they've been going up steadily on the alt media, but YouTube, I got 3 new subs last time, and it went backwards. Instead of being 2503 4, it went backwards back to 2500, and then I gained 1 back again. It's very strange. Minerals, but if you join as a member on Super Chat, you can get access to the extra emojis there. So some of these asteroids were huge, you know, and they do have quite a lot of chemicals or elements in them. Iron, nickel, iridium, palladium, platinum, gold, and magnesium, to name a few. Found in space, so it'd be in asteroids, I guess. Here we go. Asteroids often contain important metals such as iron, nickel, cobalt. Small amounts of metals such as platinum. Yep, so it's all the same. Gold in asteroids, it's probably going to be a good one. According to scientists, there may be billions of dollars worth of precious substances such as gold, platinum, diamond buried deep in asteroids. So, what of these minerals are black, though, naturally? Because I want to know, minerals in asteroids which are black. I suppose a lot of metals would be, wouldn't they? Trojan asteroids of Jupiter and are black. So let's have a look at that one. What type of asteroids look black? Hang on, let's have a look at that one. The C-type asteroids consist of clay, minerals, silicon or silicate rock, and a darkened presence. They are carbonaceous, a large amount of carbon. There you go. And since they are far away from the sun, they have been the least altered by heat till they enter into the atmosphere, of course. Cause big impacts. What colour are most asteroids? Let's have a look. Greyish in colour. Okay, that would be the silicon in it, huh? But anyway, let's see how that relates to the dark pyramids. Because I have a theory about it, that it could be true. So we're heading off down to this region here. where I believe it's very mountainous and ideal location for large impacts. Yeah, it's quite a big place. But anyway, so the Alaskan Triangle is the show to catch it up on, and I've got some snapshots from it here. And we'll just bring that up. If it'll let me. There we go. So, who's the one to bring this story to us? Linda Molden House. So, yeah. Everybody goes sigh. Is it another one of these stories, or is there some truth to it? So, this is where I start doing some research. And see if I can actually see anything strange as well. And we sort of have found some stuff. What's this? Professional programmer is hacking the US government. That doesn't set my PayPal. No, that's because they got banned. They got banned from PayPal. But they do accept credit cards still. Yeah, you know, who owns PayPal and how the big companies got together to squash out all the alt media companies, so we stick with YouTube. It's not good. Anyway, let's start this slideshow off. So this new guy has come forward, military guy, on the TV show. I can't remember if he said his name or not. Here he is when he's older, and that's the other actor before. I'm not sure if they had his name down the corner or not, but you can go and watch the show. So the triangle is in that curvy bit, you notice, and so is the Dark Pyramid. It's about here somewhere. Now the story goes that China did a nuclear blast underground against worldwide wishes of not doing nuclear tests anymore. But China wasn't part of the agreement, so they let off a really huge detonation underground. And of course, lucky enough, we got monitoring stations everywhere where they picked up all this vibration, and it allowed them to see deep underground, a bit like, you know, how they do explosive geo stuff, where they can work out if there's a cavern underground. Well, apparently, they have a few of these monitors around Alaska that sort of showed that there was a void under a particular location, whether it's a mountain, or I guess it would be under a mountain or in a mountain, and some shape like a pyramid appeared through the echoes. So they thought, yeah, we've got to investigate that. So he started digging out the maps. Well, after he saw the TV program. Apparently there was a TV program that aired about this nuclear explosion finding a pyramid. So this military guy's got out the maps, and he found this maps had the area blanked off. This area is not surveyed. Which is kind of strange. So then they checked. They got some other experts on the show to check to see if it was actually a true story. and they found various things online about as you can read there, detecting tremors from China's underground nuclear blast. So it looks like it was a true story. Not sure what website they're looking at there. They got it dimmed down. Probably didn't have permission to use it. And then they got this remote viewer story chucked in. Yeah, it gets a wee bit more crazy here. So the remote viewer talked about this, strange cabin on top of, near a mountain edge, mountain base. And she described it and they drew a picture of it. Actual drawing. Whether she drew it herself, I'm not sure. And it leads down with stairs, which is kind of strange because normally you hear about these things having elevators. It's a bit like my opening intro where the elevator goes down. So they've got a lot of steps going down with some lights on the wall. And it comes out to a control room. And starts drawing it. And that's meant to be at the base, is it? Actual drawing. Yeah, not too sure. Not too sure what that's meant to be. And inside the control room, it had this window and various computer screens, and in the window is right against the wall of the pyramid. So I guess the stairs must have come down here into a tunnel into the control room, where they've got it going slightly into the pyramid. I guess that's what it's looking like, isn't it? So this is what the remote viewer was seeing. So the show does a rendering here, but I can't see where the control room is. But here they said there was a dark pyramid, all black rock, and I thought, well, that's interesting, because there was some massive impact craters worldwide going back millions of years, and that sounds very much like what you find on asteroids. And could it be like a cavern underground where some ancient people discovered the meteorite and carved it into a pyramid? It doesn't say whether it was individual blocks, how big it was. But if you had like a moon-sized asteroid plummet into the side of the Earth at one stage, that size rock inside an asteroid would be possible, I reckon. And why would it be deep underground? Well, impact crater, right? Could be in the central point of it, and it sort of got covered up with the molten rock on top, and obviously over millions of years also seismic stuff pushing up the layer of crust, forming mountains around it. So it's very possible. Theory. And Linda Moulton Howe starts investigating it more, looking at maps. Now, she made this quote, nature doesn't make right angles, and of course that's a wrong statement. As I pointed out in a tweet for this show, said, like many frauds looking at maps, moon, Mars, etc., nature don't produce right angles. This image alone, crystals and rock like pyrite can indeed form blocks off squares. So here you go, here's a particular location on planet Earth where it forms these perfectly right angles. And of course you get wear and tear of the wind, of course, and water and stuff. So there will be some variations in the sides of things. But if you saw that from above, that would look like a square, you know, almost like a built-up location done by aliens or humans or whatever, you see. And of course we got this thing down here in Antarctica. This thing just pops out from the sea of ice, this massive iceberg. And of course that too has very straight edges because water crystals form straight edges. So there are right angles in nature. Of course, obviously it's not going to be perfect because it's open to the air and wind and stuff. But of course that would show up on a satellite map. And you'd think, oh, that's interesting. Nature doesn't produce right angles very often like that. Is probably the statement that people should be making. Not saying that nature doesn't make right angles, it does. Doesn't make it in certain places though. And she's looking at a map here, which is in the Rocky Mountains here. And we know the mountains have very, especially in ice and water, have very sharp edges and can form rectangle patterns. But she's actually looking at the plateau here in between the mountains, where there's a lot of pine forests, and she's seeing there's square cutouts, which may mean that some activity from humans are there. Where these people said that there was an airbase set up with the thing that was leading down into the underground cavern was. So she goes and gets an investigation of a plane. Oh, what happened there? I pushed the wrong button, did I? Something went crazy there. Hang on, let me just get back to where I was. Okay, we're back to that one again. So she sends some pilots there, and they do find some squares. One that looks like a landing strip, but and a roadway, and also, I wouldn't call it a square as such, but it looks like a clearing. But who's to know if it's military, secret location or what? Near the base of Mount Moffat. Because if you go back to that map again, you can see here the location that we're looking at. And they sent the plane about here, I think it was. So we're looking for a landing strip or human activity somewhere in that location there. So it's quite a big area, really. So we can have a look on the map ourselves and see what we can find. Quite interesting stuff, especially if you find stuff. But the problem is you need to get it when it's not snowed over, right? So if it's all snow, it's going to make it impossible. It sounds like the perfect location to hide something in plain sight, because you got the snow helping you. I think that was it, was it? Yep. So that's what I can do under fair use, I guess. There's a bit more there, not to ruin it for people, but to see how they find stuff and whatnot. I posted a tweet here about the squares. Right angles. In nature. They do exist. So, yeah. So let's start looking at the map. So there's Mount Moffat, and there it is there. And you can see it looks very, doesn't look very satellite-y, does it? It looks like it's like a rendered image, like a map, you know, like it's coloured in. Mount Moffat. So yeah, it kind of looks kind of strange looking to me. There it looks like satellite, but as soon as we start going down further, almost looks like it's penciled in, right? It doesn't look right, does it? And then if we get too low, it seems to become more out of focusy, right? So on that thing there, it kind of looked like the landing strip was near a river, so there's a few rivers in this place, obviously. And the blacked out area was up here and all the way down here, wasn't it? So where the pyramid is, I don't know. Maybe people may want to have a look around to see what they can spot anything. But yeah, I thought maybe they're following this river around here. But I can't see the forest line. There's a forest line here. Where they fly in this direction? That's maybe. Were they up here somewhere? So, let's see, can we paste the coordinates? I'll give it a try. Google Maps to start with. Mount Moffat. It's too long. Stupid limiting how long comment it should be. So how much over am I? Okay, let's get rid of Google in front then. Okay, looks like it might have gone. So you can see it's very rocky there. Looks like it's impossible to get there without using helicopters. And very remote. Well, it looks like it there. But lucky enough, if you go to Google Earth, this is a wee bit different. Look over the thing. How's the audio sound? Is it alright still? No glitches. No crackles. It might crackle if the CPU peaks too much. That sounds alright here. So let's see, I think I had some bookmarks for it. Let's see if I can find it on the map. Dark Pyramid. And there we go. And we got historic data. I saw it up there a minute ago. Historic data. And the last update was, so this one here was 2011. Still 2011. 2012. Let's have a look. Still doesn't look very good though, does it? 2013. Looks less snow on it now. So I put this one here because I thought maybe this is where the base camp was. And we've also got clouds in the way. Clouds and satellites hiding location. Okay, where was Mount Moffat here? I think it was up here somewhere. Oh, here it is. A little green symbol. It's not the best. Normally it would come up the name. There you go. So we knew it was down in this area here somewhere. Whether it could be there or up here somewhere. So it could be up here even. But anywhere there, it looks like would be hiding a pyramid in the ground. Does anything look pyramid-y there? See, ideally, that looks almost like a good location to that drawing that she drew of the building next to the base of a mountain. That kind of almost looks like it here. So my base one down here may be off. Should be on the other side of this mountain range. But then you've got these other mountain labels here. We ain't got a name. Why is it not giving us a name? What's that one say? Mount Belchen and Mount Geese. So not only have we got snow in the way, we've got also cloud layers. See, as soon as we go down too low, it almost looks like a pencil drawing. That's not very good. Okay, let's see. Do we got any more? 2014. I seem to keep taking it around December. Isn't that when there's a lot of snow? Well, it is meant to be winter, meant to be Christmassy, isn't it? And you can see all these black things around. They look like water holes, lakes. But I can't see any military activity anywhere there. But as soon as we go down too low, and the quality is bad. You'd think there'd be flying planes at 1,000 feet around there, and mapping it better. But like I said, you got to step through the years and keep looking. 2015 again. It's at 12. Is it changing though? Doesn't look much better. Is it the same map? How can we be sure they're not just copying and pasting the same map from the previous year? I don't know. Okay. What's that there? A lot of water holes. Ah, see that there? That looks like a meteorite impact, doesn't it? Hey, from space. Let's see, how close is that to... Yeah, it's in the location. So that one should be up here, really, I reckon. So I may have found it. I've lost it now. Whereabouts was it? Looked like a big area. As soon as we go too low, it's garbage. It looks pretty good, this one here. There. That was it, wasn't it? Is that the impact? No, that wasn't it. Whereabouts was it now? So that's why you need to put markers on things. It's so easy to lose it. Whereabouts was it now? Oh, here it is. Yeah. We should put a thing on it. Place make. It definitely looks like an impact. Why is it not typing? So this is part of the research, and of course, where's the question mark gone? Yeah, it's working now. Okay, we've got an impact, possible impact location. Is it near a stream? Looks like it. This is a stream, isn't it? Can we see any landing strips? Looks like something going on there. Yeah, so we'll come back to that. We'll look at other maps. Alright, it's going right to the end now, is it? What happened there? 2016, is it? The last one, and again it's on December, which is really strange. Any other things that look like impact craters here? Does seem to be out of range though of where they were saying where Mount Moffat was. So, but could debris from the impact shot over here? So that's what we got to sort of figure out now. In over a million years it got filled in. Or was there another impact crater that we're missing? Can we see it from satellite? So you have to keep looking. Looks pretty rocky all around here, doesn't it? That area up here would be more in the map location, right? That area up here looks very interesting. soon as you go down too low though. Yeah, it's near big rivers, so we need to know if there was a landing strip here perhaps. So another interesting location there. Looks like there could be caverns. So yeah, let's go to another map. This time Bing, Microsoft map. And oddly enough, it's more clearer and more detailed. So I'll just close that down for the time being. So each map looks different. So now we've got the Bing map coming up. See, that looks... so that almost looks like cartoony, you know, compared to Google Earth. And this one here looks almost realistic. Someone's even put possible runway here. So let's zoom out. Now, I'm not sure where they got their data from, but you can see here it's got less snow on it. Alaska. It's right near this rounded bit here, where it looks like a really massive impact. But as we've found, it looks like some other impacts up here. But if that was a big impact here, a lot of rocks would shoot up and then also come back down, bang, or around that location. So it seems to have that sort of shape to it, doesn't it? Looks like something happened there a long time ago. So where's Mount Moffat? We need to stick that up there. Because we know it was to the left, slightly below and above, according to his map. Whether that's accurate, I don't know. But that's all we got to go on. Okay. The map looks different already, doesn't it? Doesn't look as cartoony as Microsoft. I mean, Google's. So where's the runway? So look at that, straight above. So yeah, let's just have a look at the map again. We've got it right here, but the runway's up here, so it's sort of not in the area at all, is it? So that's a bit disappointing. So the runway can't be up here. It's got to be more over this way where we were looking before. Or it could be down here also. Slightly down. Seems like a big area to exclude though. Maybe done on purpose. But let's go back and have a look. And at this runway. Yeah, it looks quite different for sure. There's a funny racetrack thing up and right below Delta Junction on Google Maps. I'll see if I can post a link to the Bing one. I think it's a bit clearer. Plex found this actually. He was helping us research it on the Discord group. If you're not a member, you can go and check to see what we're talking about there. That one worked. So let's have a look at this runway, and we know it's out of bounds, but we'll have a look at it anyway. And sort of does look like a runway from that altitude. But when you start looking at it in greater detail, I see it's got a load of holes where water has filled up. So unless that was a runway that got bombed to hell and left a load of craters on it, it's very strange. Could it also be diggings where they've dug down, and that's just a shadow? Does seem to follow all this here. Gold mining, they tend to follow quartz lines. That looks like a quartz line. And they have these open pits. And you can see it looks like the same sort of stuff here. And that doesn't look like a runway there going across that way, does it? That looks like a quartz and riverbeds and various lakes or diggings. So I reckon that's an open cast mine there. You see, I wouldn't want to land a plane on it. There's just too many holes and water. So if we go out this way here, you can see here, looks very similar type of rock and a lake. Lakes everywhere. So runway, nah, I don't believe it is. But you got a link there in the side chat, you can go and have a look at yourself. But then that's a good map to have a look around on. See here we got another one here. It's got a similar pattern going this way, which again has a lot of these holes. Again, I think it's a lot of mining. And you got these ones over here. Might be able to find some buildings, maybe. Still fascinated in having a look around. But, yeah, not a runway. So, let's go back. Delta functions off course, of course. That's where you're looking up here. And, of course, looks like there's a load of farm. And now there's... looks like people. Farms. Big farms. Flat land. Obviously, rich soil for farming near water source. And roads, is it? But that's way away from the Dark Pyramid now. So let's get back on track. So we know it's over here. That's where we need to be looking. And you can see we've got a river that runs around. They found a runway around the river, which I think could be... let's have a go back to it. Could be a forest break for fire control. It looks like it's near a river and snow. And they saw a road that wasn't even labelled, but you get that. Forestry and miners, farmers make their own roads, and they found the square here, which again looks like it's on the edge of the river, doesn't it? Going around. So can we see that on the map? So we know we want to go over here. See, the runway here kind of looked like it was in the right location. And you got the river coming round. But isn't enough pine forests, I don't think, to be the right location where they found. The river's coming around here, next to it. And it's got, what's that, Fort something or other. Label come up there before. Fort Greeley. So, is that why they put a possible runway in here? Because it's got a base type name there. Fort. Where's it disappeared to now? So I'm not seeing any military base there where that label was. But it might be there. Might be some super old one, World War II, that sort of got hidden by the forest. You can see here again we've got the river and looks like lakes or deep caverns. It looks like water. So anything suspicious popping out? What's that up here? Okay, looks like a lake. And that right rock again. Okay, looks like we've got some tracks happening. And there's a road there. Seems to be a lot of roads, you see. But we can't see any buildings. Okay, we've got a strip here. Looks like a road. So how far off course are we now? So what's that black line going through this way? Still nothing's popping out. And you can see it's too close to this runway again. We need to go way over here somewhere. There's the river. Now that looks more like the runway was filmed around about here somewhere, eh? And can we see any roads? It's funny how we got no snow. We get to a certain altitude, then we go down, and then we got green forests. It's kind of strange. Lots of water, lakes. Yeah, so you can spend hours looking over this. But we won't spend too long on it. Just get you interested, maybe, and have a look yourself. And see if you can find anything that looks suspicious. So we know it's got to be over this side. But again, I don't see the impact crater there. I think it was over this way, wasn't it? Don't see any possible impact craters. It's really rocky. Aha, what was that there? Clouds. Little whispery clouds. Casting a shadow on the ground. No, it could be a lake. Yeah, it could be a lake there too. Although that one does look like it's casting a shadow. This one here, shadow. Must be a shadow off this cloud. Yeah, it's quite clever. I wonder if we got any street views. Probably not. I couldn't see the Google truck driving around there, taking ground snapshots. And that's why they need like AI drones that are constantly flying around, mapping the terrain. Then we might be cooking with gas, right? So you can see it from drone height, 1,000 feet. And it'll be on the news. Google drone shut down over military base. Flew in a no-fly zone. Let's just catch up on the side chats. We got two watching. There's the 49th Missile Battalion right above. Racetrack below Delta Junction, but it's on the wrong side of the mountain. And it's near more people, you know, the city and farms. It's heading up this way, you see. It's getting out the mountain range more into the flatness. So it's somewhere over here. We know it's somewhere down here, up here. Where we can see anything abnormal. Pyramidal shape where a mound of rock on top is formed over it. Nothing's obvious. But there you go, there's a built-up area here with a roadway. So how far off course was that one? So that's way off course now, that's too far over. So it's got to be between that line here and oh, here's one, forts, something or other. There's quite a lot of forts up there, right? So that kind of makes sense for military helicopters landing near the base of a mountain. So if there's a fort, there's got to be a runway. But be damned if I could see anything there. Or a fort. Yeah, the Bing map gives us a lot more to go with, I think. Let's go back to the Google map. This is terrible, you know, compared. What's all that there? It's ugly. Almost looks like a painting. Doesn't look right for a satellite image. Maybe they have. Maybe they didn't get enough images. Maybe they just filled it in. So we're looking between that line here over to this line. Somewhere there is the Dark Pyramid. As soon as we get down too low, it goes blurry. Damn it. This one seems to be giving us indication of plain versus mountains, though. that there? So some square stuff happening there. Yeah. So how far off course are we now? You have to keep going back to reference. So we've gone over too far now. So here's the plane here. Here's a river. And here's the mountain range. What's that saying? Yeah, so I don't know. Does kind of look like it could be an impact here. It'd be in the right location. Anyway, thought it was interesting. Something different. Definitely this one map here is a bit better, I think. Let's see, let's try putting all the forts. Let's go, see what happens there. Forts. Let's go. Well, can we do multiple forts? Forts. Alaska. What, is it that intelligent? Not if it's Microsoft. Alaska. Yeah, it seems to get rid of it. Forts. Forts for sale. Old Fort Jackson, United States. Yeah, it's not intelligent enough. Fort. There's the Alaska one. Let's bring that up anyway. Slightly too far over for what we wanted though. So it's in line with the airstrip there. Well, they claim to be airstrip, but I have my doubts. So, there it is. Possible airstrip. Okay, where's the fort disappear to? It's right close to it. Here. Where's the label gone? That's at the side of it. It's quite a distance away. It'd be too far away to be the runway for it. But I can't see a fort. It should be around here somewhere. Certainly no runway near the fort would be. It looks like it's too far away from the base of the mountain. So, yeah. There's a lot of forest there. Lakes. Potholes everywhere. And if it's covered by snow... Okay, we've got more lakes. Yeah. So yeah, we need to get some more information on that one, I think. Anyway. Can go on with the other subjects, I suppose. Yeah. You think they would get a drone and fly over the areas, wouldn't you? Or have boots on the ground. Helicopter land. Just check it out. But anyway, probably a future episode. Yeah, no doubt Linda's got a whole page on it. And of course she gets a lot more traffic now, because she's been on TV again with a fascinating story. And the crazy thing about it though, she said, the remote viewer, was it, said there was a petrol station for UFOs. It was a UFO would hover above the pyramids, and the pyramid would connect into ground energy and charge, which sounds very much like the Great Pyramids if it was some sort of machine. And the UFO hovers over above and draws energy and charges up its batteries above. Again, you think you're able to detect that with our own technology, right? So, and there would be like a no-fly go sign over top of it. Whether there's any such charts, I don't know. Is there any charts out there anyone knows about that says no-fly zone in this possible area? Because that would give us the smoking gun coordinates then. Anyway. Swimming pyramid shape buried in snow. Yeah, so just have a look over it and take a screen snapshot and just dump it onto Discord on the chat about it. Just put it under vetting. You can start a new thing under vetting, or you can do what we call now threads. Discord has a thread, and you can create a thread for it, and it stays open if it's got activity for up to 3 days, as it auto closes and archives whatever's in there. So maybe if you start upload something and create a thread, right click on it and say create a thread. And then we can all comment on it on Discord and bring it to a later live stream. So, on to the next topic. We'll start with Scott's video here. It's one of his better debunks that I've seen. I did comment on it, but I think my comments vanish. Google deletes them. I said excellent debunk anyway. Whether Scott got it, I don't know. Anyway, let's have a watch. This is doing the rounds at the moment. And let me just check audio. Yeah, it's a bit low, but that'll do. Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so it looks like people are filming something, right? So we'll just go back and watch it again. Looks like they're aiming their cameras at something, but they're not. Doesn't seem like they're aiming it directly at that there. So has that been CGI'd? Are they filming this here rather than this here? Because that looks like a new building. What's it say on it? Yeah, it looks like some sort of movie theatre, doesn't it? It's got that sort of shape to it, like the Opera House. So these other people are just walking by, not even bothered. What are those ones doing? They're not even bothered. And everybody's looking straight rather than upwards with the cameras there. And look how foggy it is here. Or was that smog? We know China is full of smog, right, from the car pollution. That's the only one that's sort of aiming it up. These guys don't seem to be interested. So, a light pillar. So as soon as we zoom into this, it looks a wee bit strange. It almost looks like a square pattern happening there. Alright. Looks like a step ladder, almost. And we know it's smoggy there, so could this be like a tower of some sort that sort of got engulfed in low cloud or smog? So let's grab an image from it. Oh. So it's something behind that building there. I'll just keep it on the time. I know the duck pyramid was going to take a bit of time. 1 hour 20 at the moment. But we might have 3 or 4 hours here yet. Who knows? There's quite a bit to go through. And let's zoom in a bit. So obviously it looks very building-like there, doesn't it? Or some crazy sort of light, like a spark happening. So let's run it through some filters, see if anything really pops out. So we can do brightness. Okay, so what are we looking at? Kind of looks like a high-rise, doesn't it? With an elevator that runs up the outside. But this very top one is very strange. Certainly overexposed. Certainly going through fog or something. Smoke. Could it be on fire? Okay, let's do colour swap on it. See what pops out. Okay. Almost looks like a statue at the top there, doesn't it? Looks like some sort of man in a hood. Up here, look, looks like a man with his arms stretched out. Could it be some sort of decoration at the top of a building? Or tree? Sometimes they put trees up there, don't they? Again, it looks like it's got some square-ish happening here. Looks like something rest of the building behind. So it looks to me like it's a building, not a pillar of light coming from the sky. And yeah, you can see that better with filtering, can't you? Okay, so we do let Scott do his analysis on it. So he's looked for it on Google Maps, which would be the first thing to do, wouldn't it? So UFO channels wouldn't do that because that's too much work. And straight away we see there's more buildings instantly. Let's see. We saw that, didn't we? We saw that building there. Hey, look, I was right. There was some sort of another top bit to it. And it does seem to be something in front. But we can't see the rest of the building going the other direction. And maybe it's just been hidden in the fog there. But we can certainly see there was a building on the front. And we didn't see this other one next to it either. And side by side, is it? Okay, there's a bit of glare here where the other building would be. Just shows you how you can be fooled. Just the right conditions, weather conditions, and settings on your phone. So it looks to me like they were filming this building in front here. Whatever that is, what does it say? It's on Chinese. Looks like it's got a symbol there and some writing. University, maybe? Theatre. Okay, now we can see more of the building over here. So he's got another image here with the sun shining on it, and it's causing the overexposure effect happening. But it's less foggy, so they must have a lot of glass up here. 100% debunked. So that's one of the better ones he's done. I'll post a link to it, and if you want to watch it better on your screen. Debunk for light pillar. Now we're about to see how many UFO channels picked up on that one and talk garbage about it. Alright, so let's close that. Okay, get to them. First up, GUFON. What did he say that was wrong? Let me see.
Targets.
Okay.
This very much surprised him. Yeah, very much trying to figure out what type of targets these are.
We asked Chuck DeCaro, a nationally recognized expert on military.
Interesting.
Okay, we need to get it before.
Yep, there it isn't. Nope, that's not it. Nope.
So this one I debunked years ago, the Nellis Air Force Base footage. And the radar map doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Where it dips down here, it should be where the object is. But when I had a closer look at it, to me it looked like a blowfly flying and landing on the lens of the camera, and someone sort of merged it with the radar map with another video. So someone's tried to fool the UFO industry gang.
Nope, can't find it. No, that's not it.
So he's saying it's one of the best footages, and I say bollocks. It's
It's on
not.
at, I think, 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And I come home and saw this thing on TV, and here it is. It's pretty cool. It's a real UFO. I'm pretty sure of it.
We made
Wrong.
USAA insurance for renters.
So you go straight into ads.
Yep, there it isn't.
Good one.
Nope, that's not it. Nope, can't find it.
So this is why you put ad blocker on your things, guys, so it gets rid of that.
No, that's not it there. No, not even close. Is that it? No, no.
No.
Footage, that's FLIR footage. Where'd it come from? One of the pilots says.
This is sort of an
I don't know who that guy is.
Chuck the Caro. Caro.
These videos
Yeah, they come from Area 51. Da-ba-da-ba-da. We acquired this unknown object, aircraft of some type, seems to be hovering there.
Disinformation.
and large enough to spike the radar return.
This target is fairly stationary until the very end, when it moves extremely rapidly.
Ooh, here it goes.
So I've debunked this one. He hasn't got the best footage. So there is best footage out there. And it keeps circling around every year. The fact that it's a strange shape and it looks like the Bell UFO is probably why it keeps recycling. Nellis. Unfortunately, the footage I had was taken from security. Here it is here, I think. What are they testing? That wasn't it. I don't think so. Let's see. It was a 5-minute episode or so. Let's see. Now let's fly. Let's put a fly in. Fly must be mentioned quite a bit. Well, Google's just useless searching. Is that the one? Nope. That's the SpaceX one. Which also was bugs. Here we go. Area 51. And Nellis should really have. Now I did some enhancements on it, but it wasn't the best footage I found out. Come on, just skim. So it's the same footage. You can see the radar thing down below here. Don't need the music on. So it's made the newspapers, of course, because of security. So here's the footage. If you look carefully, you can actually see it looks like a fly walking on the screen now. See, it's walking around. Then it'll fly off. And did it go below the radar thing then, which is kind of strange. See that? It seemed to go underneath it. The radar thing's over top. But you can see it's a black fly walking along the screen, running around, then jumps up, flies a wee bit, and then flies off and then lands again. Then it's out of focus, of course. It's on a old handy cam. He's saying it's a FLIR footage. Is it? Is it a FLIR footage? Where does it say FLIR? So I debunked it. And so it could be a green fly or a blue fly. And I enhanced some of the images here, so you can see the wings either side of the body here, which, if it's out of focus, creates these white blobs. And that wasn't the best footage. I was trying to get the legs, so you can see here it looks like legs coming down, which are out of focus, where it's walking on the lens. And then I managed to find a video of a fly flying around a handy cam. Well, actually, it's probably on a better quality camera because we can see the wings flapping, but it's not out of focus here. So if you can imagine that flying around, and you can see how it's zoomed off here, is very similar to that Nellis footage. And it's got the same sort of crazy shape to it. And you can't see the wings now, can you, on this one? Now we're going to add some out of focus to it to simulate. Still not out of focus enough. Probably needs more white added to it, white balance, maybe to hide the wings a bit better. But yeah, you know, if someone put that up on the web page, you can say it's a UFO, like a sphere outside the bedroom window, you would probably believe it. And just hovering around. Of course, that's the same video. This is at different filters applied to it. Because in this UFO field, we deal with UFOs. Spud cameras, right? So post it there so you can have a watch it as well if you want to. And that's I used to do a lot of these little small debunks. Instead of doing live streams, I did these 5 to 10 minute ones. So that's the Nellis footage. Now, we did actually find the original and post a link in the description, I think. So let's just have a look and get the video that way. Another bug. It used to be there, but it looks like Google's deleted the comment. Okay, did I put it in here? Normally I would. There we go. No. Yep. Original. Here we go. So this one here, if you look carefully, you can actually see the legs. So it just depends which quality footage you get on your UFO channel. Okay, so this is the original footage. 1995. And you can see it's the same. But the full length footage. And this is meant to be radar, microwave. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The blip should be there, alright? It should be straight line blip. And then that should change as it's moving. Blip, but it didn't. I don't think it's thermal. It doesn't look like thermal, but you can see if you that fly video I had, compare it to this. It definitely moved in the same way. Then it's crawling on the lens. What happened there, I don't know. It's still crawling around. Flew off a wee bit, landed again. Flew off, landed. So he jumped off and flies around. Landed again. But if you can zoom enough into this, you can actually see the legs. Occasionally. See that? The legs popping up as it's walking around. You better see the wings. Here we go, the wings. Overexposed. And you can start to see legs again. Dangling down, see? And it's hovering, flying around the lens at the moment. There you go, look, you can see the legs. And you see it landed on the lens there, leg come down. Where's it gone? Yeah, it's still there. Here it is. It's buzzing in front of the lens. It's a UFO, man. So you can see the dumbbell shape. Fly has a dumbbell shape, right? Yeah, it's a bug. Still flying around, lands on the lens and then jumps off again. So whether that was a real Air Force tape, I don't think so. See, this here should be there. Little blip there. I reckon, see here, it looks like a line going across, like it's been spliced. That's been added on underneath and over top. Whether it's like a military disinfo video or not, I don't know. But it come from a documentary series, 2000 something, whatever. UFOs 2000 or something. But is it only me that sees a fly? Yeah. No. Probably others as well, probably. The tracking station was using the radar, same as the Roland air defense. In this case, I think it's a mock-up video. And like they might have had a camera set up to film a event, right, of a plane, and the fly got in the way. So maybe they put out the footage, leaked it out because it was going to go to the cutting floor. And the radar might be actually related to some other object we're not seeing. But then they may have cut that bit out, said, oh, that's no good for us, so get rid of that bit. And someone's picked it up from the cutting floor and leaked it out to the UFO community. It's another possibility. The vehicle went from 50 miles per hour to 600 plus in a few seconds, then back. If it's a really small fly next to it. And the odd thing, the machine takes on the appearance of something like a lunar exclusion module. Yeah, like a fly, you mean. It was aware of the camera, and when the camera moved, it moved. Exactly, because it's a fly. So if the camera moved, the fly would react to it, right? They're probably saying to the fly, bugger off, we're trying to film an experiment here. It reminds me of how a hoverfly moves. Yes! I looked at it 3 times a year since its release. I never stopped looking at it because I know what I'm not looking at. Well, read my comment, you'll know. Nellis Air Force Base is by Vegas. Yeah. In fact, the object locked on the radar painting it and didn't deviate an inch afterwards, even though it was altitude changing drastically. So he's saying the radar map is a bit suspect there. When you hear them whirling sounds, watch what it does. Missile fire, watch how it responds to it. I didn't hear any sound. I don't think there was any sound on there, was there? I didn't have it muted, did I? Let's have a look. Ah, damn it. Stupid Google. Okay, have we got any sound? What do we have? That sounds almost fake added sound, doesn't it? Like a jet on a landing pad. They're trying to make it sound like this is being filmed from a cockpit, are they? So how come back in 1995 they can get better footage of UFO than we got in 2004 of the Nimitz in that case? Yeah, I doubt it very much.
I got an emo. Yeah, it's getting really bad on this thing.
I still think this has been overlaid. Quite looks like it's an overlay from something else. Is that the best military can offer? That's meant to be like the intercom system. You wouldn't know what they were saying, would you? It's just crap. I'm under attack. What? Repeat. I'm under attack. Sorry, I didn't get that. Fire missiles. What? What? So now I've told you it's a fly. You can see it's a fly, right? Shoot it, shoot the fly, shoot the fly. I don't know if it's going to get copyright infringement on this. But it is under fair use. We are analysing it, so it shouldn't matter stuff. It's probably from a TV show or something. But anyway, did I post a link to it? You can find it on my page anyway, but I'll post it here. So this is meant to be the original, and you can see how crappy it is. So again, the best UFO footage is a letdown, if you know what you're looking at. See, that blimp there should be over here. Could they have washed out what they were filming? Maybe another plane in the distance. And an editor, and just added the fly, blurred out fly in front instead. Because it looks more UFO-like than a plane would. So he's not doing anything here, is it? It's bouncing all around. See, if that's bouncing all around, I'd expect this to be changing all the time. Was there any other experts down here? I did get a lot of comments, I think. But I think Google's purged a few. 157. This is a ground radar tracking trailer taking the video radar data. So what does he mean by this? I don't know. I think the camera's moving instead of the object. I think there was a wee bit of both. Distortion caused by the gravity field. No, it's called being out of focus and compression. Because they've taken it from a VHS tape, which has lost quality, and they've compressed it using possibly, wouldn't have been H.264, it would have been Xvid or something like that, where it reduces 4 pixels down to 1, so you lose quality. Well, the new format we use, H.264 and 65, it doesn't actually change the pixels. It compresses the motion data and color information. Yes, so is anyone else talking about the radars? What we want to know. So, I've never seen such aquatic maneuvers. They simply make no sense, even if the craft was a remote control drone. See, once you tell them it's a fly though, close to the camera, then it makes more sense. It moves like a flying insect. So there you go. So announced 3 years ago. And I said because it is out of focus blowfly. And how many years ago did I post that? 2 years ago. So it's not surprised no one else has found that video. But moving on. So GUFON loves it.
Above the horizon. Once again, radar operators have no clue what they're looking at.
They're familiar with all types of military targets. This very much surprised them. They're very much trying to figure out what
He's probably the disinformation agent that leaked it.
type of targets these are.
We asked Chuck DeCaro, a nationally recognized expert on military.
Interesting. I played way too much. But that's one of the best UFOs you'll ever see. Probably.
That's why we don't bother with GUFON. He's got no way of analysing it himself. At least I put the time in. Okay, what's the next one he said?
Turn, but the wings stay long like this, up and down.
Okay, this one's a really old one again. Where was the UFO in this one? Here, I think, was it? And to me it looks like the sun's shining down on top of a gliding bird of some sort. And it's casting a shadow on the ground.
See? That's only part of it. This is where it gets a little bit weird. You see it coming in? Watch how the shadow changes position from left to right without continuing its forward momentum. It doesn't make sense to me. What is it?
I'll explain it so it does make sense.
Now, it's moving. You can see here.
Oh yeah, it's really great quality,
it looks
people.
like it changed lanes. Watch how it shifts over to the right. It's going straight. Watch this. It goes from the left to the right, and it moves over without a pause in the film.
Okay, so that's called rolling shutter effect. If you move your hand just slightly, or whoever's filming it moves slightly, it could be a drone filming it. If the rolling shutter's going this way, right, then suddenly it appears like it's jumped, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. So GUFON should know that because he's been doing it for 17 years, and he should know about camera artifacts. So that's not abnormal. That's just rolling shutter and some small motion that happens.
Without a pause in the recording, excuse me. It's a continuing motion. You could even see the
Yeah, it's rolling shutter.
people
Get on with it.
to the right continually walking on their merry way. As this object in mid-flight pauses...
It's not a really good video, is it? You can see it's a really poor
It
shadow.
moves to the right about a foot and then continues on its merry way. I don't know anything else that's ever done this. I don't know any object that could do this. And it must be pretty big. It was, I mean, I was only 150 feet high, I remember at that time, but here it is, and I increased the speed.
So that was from GUFON's drone, was it? Because I remember it was on Thirdphase, wasn't it? Where's the one where it banks? I just need to get the beginning of it. Okay, where's it start?
I posted this here or not. I may have. I know I posted this on GUFON. But watch the video.
So there's two people walking.
And then I'll go over it. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Here it is, coming in. Bird gliding.
I don't think this is a bird, and let me explain why. You'll see.
Bird glides in here, tilts its wings, and goes straight up. Because when birds are gliding, they bank. Oops. No. So, just draw a crude bird. So the bird's coming in on an angle. I'll get it right. It's coming along there in the video, casting a shadow, and it goes there, and then suddenly it goes straight. Alright. Now, the bird to do that, it's going to have to tilt its wings, right? So, at that point there, it's just physics, right? If it dips that wing down, it can turn quite sharply. You know, you normally see a bird straight on like this, and it tips its wing, and its head's there, of course, eagle or something, and it can turn quite a U-turn, almost. You know, perhaps you can even find bird gliding, turning 90 degrees. Let's see. Let me just. You see, they bank as they're turning. But where there's a video of it, I don't know, that we can use. A kite is a type of bird. And there it is. Where we can use it, I don't know. That's the half the problem. Bird flight. New Zealand Herald. Climbing into the moorpork. Turn their heads 90 degrees. But a drone does that too, doesn't it? You bank it, Yeah, I'm not seeing any video that I want to trust, unfortunately. But I think if you look at the video, you can see it's going to be a bird turning. Where is it?
See later on as this plays out some things that I highlighted. You don't. Okay, first of all,
in fact, it even
this is a
speeds
drone.
up there, so that means that it's tilted its wing and it's also diving because it speeds up. And is that water or a park there? It looks like it might be a sludgy pond next to a waterway, is it? They're trees, ground. What's this here? Water.
My drone. I stopped flying it, and you can see me to the left. I was just chilled out. I was just looking down at myself, looking at some of the filters and features on the drone camera. I didn't know I captured this until many, many months later. It's not a bird. There's no flapping of the wings. When this comes in...
So that's the wrong statement. Birds glide. If they're sort of gliding above looking for prey, and then they see it, and then they turn and dive. So this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. But he didn't enhance the footage at all, has he? Terrible editing.
It does. It looks like it's running. That's why the body. That's why it's not wings.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. But anyway, I just want to point that out. That's a gliding bird. That's also diving, of course. And you can see how blurry and horrible it was. It shouldn't even be on a UFO channel, full stop. So back to Nocturnal News now. Let's have a look at his stuff. He stole my Tyler logo, didn't he? I had an alien with TR3B. He's gone and changed it. So he mucks around with filters and stuff, right? So it's really bad. He does it on an Android phone of all things, I think it is. So we have to allow for probably long exposure. So is it really a long line? Probably not. It's probably only half that size. Like here, see how small it is compared to there. It looks like it's got some sort of balloon shape happening to it. Right. Okay, so it looks like the thing is rotating. Looks like it's got some sort of smoke coming off it. So it looks like the opening. Well, it looks like an opening. It's coming around now. And what does that even there look like? What's that look like? Anyone? Who's awake out there? What does it look like? Okay, let me just type it in for you. Chinese lantern. Okay, not those ones. But one of these squarish looking ones. We want a better picture of it though. There's a whole bunch of them there. Going up. go. Good example. It's not quite the same angle, but there you go. They get longer ones. This one's a wee bit too chubby, but you can see here's the light source, and it's like oval. Light source that's sort of oval, and of course you got to allow for camera artifact with long exposure, and you can see here it looks like the light's reflecting off the top here.
Right, I've made about 500 UFO videos, and this is probably my #1, most favorite video of all time. Authentic, verified.
Okay, so those lines going across probably rain droplets. You can see the background here, it's very overcast. So this is his never seen before footage. Some sort of gigantic glowing bacteria. Yeah, it's called a Chinese lantern, and these will be raindrops, and this will be on a what you call security camera, which runs switches between normal light and infrared as the light fades, right? Sometimes it can be in half, it can be half where the filter hasn't fully kicked in. But here would be streaks of raindrops or mist going past the camera.
Real.
That one's insect. You can see you got the flapping wings, and that's classic rolling shutter. The fly's moving faster than the processor can process a single frame, and of course the fly's moving across and causes this long, what do you call it, a rod effect. So that's definitely insect. That one's a bit hard to tell if it's insect. I suppose it is because it sort of changes. But some of them were rain droplets, I'm sure.
Truly unknown.
Okay, so this is a different object apparently. Now, is that a Chinese lantern, or is this one a balloon? So let's keep on going. Looks like the light's reflecting off it. Remember, security cameras use what they call active infrared, where you have a lot of LEDs around the outside. It blasts out infrared light and it bounces back off objects and illuminates it.
I first saw the video, I thought, probably a drone. Could be a balloon. Could be maybe a Chinese lantern, right? But of course, the more, editing I did.
Okay, so it looks to me that's caught in a wind gust down.
The more investigating I did, I realized we're looking at a real UFO. Okay, we have two different cameras. Security.
Now, is this one a Chinese lantern? It does sort of have the Chinese lantern look, but that one kind of looks more balloon-like.
Cameras on a house.
Because at weddings they release Chinese lanterns, and they do also have balloons, right? So this is probably from a wedding party next door to this guy's house.
Two different cameras, security cameras on a house, and at first I
see how fast that moved there.
Thought it was one UFO.
And it's sort of like got a wind gust straight away here.
But then I realized we're looking at two separate UFOs. Okay, here's camera number 4 is what the homeowner is calling it. You'll see the object come over in the...
Okay, what's this here? A window shutter, is it? Kind of strange. But yeah, this one here is definitely the Chinese lantern one.
And then go into the trees. Now, if you're wondering how I got that video at the beginning of my video...
See, it looks very Chinese lantern. It's got the squareness to it. See if we can find a long one where it's stretched a wee bit. Of course, there's a more stretched one here. Still not the best though. Another one that's got more of a stretch. It's got a bigger opening. But yeah, we're looking at something like this here. You can get different colours, and you can also get ones that look like footballs. Chinese lantern, soccer ball. You can get a soccer ball one. Ugh. I hate this MSI keyboard. Okay, so these are Chinese lanterns. Okay, they even got football ones. But they got it open in here, you put the candle in and it lifts off. Here's another one which ain't a football, but it looks very Chinese lantern, like the proper round ones. Another one there. This shows what's available. So that first one could be one of these other ones. Could be something like that we're seeing on that first one that he did. And this one's definitely one of the longer ones.
Re-record and download takes a lot of work to bring out all this detail. But, you know, worth every second. You know, it's amazing. Now here's UFO number 2. Okay, again, at first I thought, oh, it's probably the same one, maybe a different
pretty far away.
Angle, but you see right there, camera number 2, located on the, I think, the east side of the house. But, you know, this particular UFO, much higher, moving a lot faster than the first UFO. And yeah, it just blew my mind.
And that one looked like that one looked like it was tumbling as well, like a balloon.
Working on the video for, you know, a few hours, and every time...
A few hours, mate. You're spending too long on it. But anyway, I think we're done with that one. 100% Chinese lanterns. Have any comments on it? Probably from a wedding party. What's happened? Stupid. CPU gone, look. CPU going. We're being hacked. Like someone had control of my mouse then. Alright, so I wouldn't be surprised. Things just get on your system quite easily. And it's like the Chinese and Russians and North Koreans haven't got anything better to do than just to hack people and try and ruin their life. So anyone said it's a lantern down here? Kind of thought a balloon. Enjoyed the video. Only Real UFO posted about this too. I think Thirdphase has as well. And GUFON. Those ain't bugs. Nope, they're not bugs. Correct. Well, apart from the white streaks, some were raindrops, some were bugs. 2 flying fishes. Yep, flapping wings. Cloud, no. Oh, here we go. Chinese lantern. That's all. Don't spend two hours on it. Could be, but I doubt it. See, straight away he's knocking them back. It's definitely 100% Chinese lanterns. Okay, so did he have anything else? Oh yeah, the next one. I would look at that one. Now, we talked about space UFOs before on space shuttle cameras and now International Space Station. What ice crystals look like and why they change directions and can do 90-degree turns. This guy's still pushing the same narrative that it's intelligently controlled, which is nonsense. Never seen before. Deflecting news. Sure, he's not robbing your shit. Yeah. What happens with the security cameras when they detect motion, right? They're constantly recording, and then they just they grab a segment just as it shows and when it disappears, and that's what you end up on your security footage, right?
Last week has been inspected at Roswell.
This UFO is under intelligent flight control. Okay, we're going forwards and backwards. We're looking
This
at
one
the,
here
the Russian Mir space
looks like
station.
an insect
Okay.
in space.
Now, there was a camera pointed at the big monitor, you know, inside Mission Control, and that's where we got a lot of the video from. Also, someone...
So how can we tell if it's ice crystal, guys? You should better see it blinking.
basically hacked, okay, the the Russian...
So if you look at it carefully, do you see it blinking? Like it's spinning, you know, and it's reflecting light.
Mission Control.
There's that double click nonsense again. Let me just give it back. So let's play it and maybe have to put it on slow motion.
And we have...
See, it looks like it's changing shape as it's spinning.
Even better video from the hacker, so we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so look, we see this as UFO coming down bottom, or what is that, top right?
See, it's sort of got a blink in this
bottom
to
right.
it.
Not an ice
there.
particle, definitely a UFO. 1222.
So he's an expert. They're definitely not ice crystals. Wrong.
There's a little info for you again inside Mission Control. Right here, I was able to zoom in and
look,
see
you see it
another
spinning.
UFO go under the Mir, you know, spacecraft right there.
Go under. No, it didn't. Passed over top.
Now, a lot of you guys have probably seen this, but like I said, I've done a lot of it enhancing.
That definitely went over top.
Added a few filters to bring out all the detail. You know, that's what I like to do. Take the older footage and enhance it and try to kind of uncover, you know, what is hidden beneath, okay? It's an art, and I'm getting very good at it. So, but I got a few clips I want to share with you guys today, but I mentioned the hacker, this guy here. Okay, basically, you know, set up all these satellite dishes in his backyard and was able to tap in to NASA, and that's where we get some of the video that we see today. You know, when you do your research, you learn all this stuff. And again, a lot of it is from, you know, the big jumbotron inside NASA, but a lot of it is from this man right here, you know, basically hacked into NASA. Okay, another UFO.
See how it's blinking as it's moving?
Coming in the frame. Now, when it goes under the solar panel right there, you see
that passed over top.
Something kind of breaks apart. Did it hit it?
That looks like water vapor because it's now in the beam reflecting off the solar panels, so it's heating up, right?
I mean, what is this weird
Yeah, look, you can see the trail as it was heating up.
Interference right there. I don't know what is going on, but that's definitely, you know, the
ice crystal.
We'll zoom in right here and have a better look. And I've got...
And as it heats up, it pushes it along faster. And if it heats up in the other direction, it will change angle. So this guy is just hopeless. But he is Tyler Klockner's cousin. And they're all trying to make money off this field.
I thought it went behind both.
We got something else. So let's have a look at this one.
Thought it was a very cool video. We're going to see this orb. Okay.
Okay. Could it be a plane heading towards us?
It's like one light, then two, then multiple.
It's got blinking lights.
And it goes in.
We got to be careful here because cranes do have lights on them. And could that be like the crane, another crane up here with a line coming down to a blinking light so people can see where it is?
Between the cranes right here. At first I thought it went behind both cranes, but
it's kind of moving like it's a reflection of a window, and perhaps that's on a light on a boomer. What do you reckon?
it goes in between right there behind.
Looks like he's in a cabin of the crane itself. And that's a light off the boom arm.
Crane, okay, under kind of under the dock, and then hovers along the water. I mean, how many USOs have we heard of? How many of these tic-tac objects have we heard of?
Let's see.
Now, this is what I believe is security footage, okay, basically pointed out at the harbor here, at the water, at the bay. Kind of looks like Galveston Bay to me. Anywhere, but unfortunately, we don't have a lot of, background info on this particular...
I thought I saw 4 lights, like LED lights or spotlights. Faded there.
Video, but I put a filter on it right here. And again, you'll see, okay, it's going to go...
Okay, that's got to be the angle changing.
In between the cranes, right there.
That's a reflection.
Kind of levels out, goes around the dock.
Reflection, because if the crane's rotating, and the light's changing angle on the window.
Okay, kind of makes a little right-hand turn right there, and just kind of skims along the water like you're skipping a rock. What is this? Definitely not a drone, not a bird, nothing like that. I don't think it's, CGI, computer generated. I do believe this is a UFO.
I don't.
Okay, and quickly, I wanted to share something I found at the NASA website. Some weird Mars anomaly, could be, an older satellite. I mean, I don't know. But definitely, man-made, alien-made. It's not natural. I know that. So, I thought it would be kind of cool to share with you guys. This quick little 30-second clip here.
It looks like space debris, what's left off the lander. But they did actually find some other crashes.
From the rover in the background.
I think they found the Indian one. Was that the old Indian rover? But I remember when we researched this last time, there was quite a lot of images and information about various debris sites.
Now, I believe this is from Curiosity. I believe. I could be wrong on that. Again, not a whole lot of background info.
I think that might be the Indian
we'll go
rover.
back over to NASA. Again, I love these NASA videos. We see this orb, okay, up there on the big Jumbotron, right? Thank you, tax dollars, right there. And you see it take off. It accelerates at an incredible rate of speed. Okay, we'll zoom in like always. Zoom.
But again, this could be an ice crystal, but it also could be a lens flare, because you can see the sun coming up here. And they're rotating the camera, so this is going to keep moving.
Man, add a filter to get the best look.
That looks like a lens flare from the sun up here. And they're moving the camera, but you can't see it's moving
now
the
up
camera.
next, I was a little skeptical
See, even security team put that crap up.
About this upcoming video, I must admit. These weird flashes of light on the moon, okay? But I talked to a few other UFO channels, and they said they were able to verify. It came from a guy on Facebook, an amateur sky watcher, captured these pulsating lights. Now again, I was able to zoom in, add filters. Could this be a moon base? Or some.
Or could it be a plane that's got flashing lights on it heading towards you?
Type of experiment, left behind by NASA.
That kind of looks like a plane.
NASA, we know they left the reflective mirrors on there. I believe it was what
That's two planes coming towards
LSAT,
us.
I believe was the name of it for the Apollo mission. So, could it be that? I don't know.
That's
again,
collision
avoidance, I talked to a friend
right? There's no color in this picture, so it's probably night vision, is it?
of mine, and he was able to verify the video is authentic. It is real.
So again, this is where you need to use the apps, guys. You need to use Plane Finder or Flight Radar 24 and just verify there's no planes that's flying in front of the moon. These are maybe heading away from us or heading towards us.
You know, from what I can tell.
And if they stop filming, right, that means they started moving and changed directions, and it was obvious it was planes or something.
But I can't personally verify it. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna let it roll out, let it play out, and you guys tell me what you think.
It looks like a plane. Looks like it's moving slightly too, isn't it? No, it's gradually moving that way. So it can't be static mirrors, can it? And then it's just repeating it again. And we don't see where they go. You know, typical suspect red flag UFO footage. So I'm just putting up for attention seeking on Facebook, and these guys grab it and make some money from it. So, yeah. So moving on. And bingo! Thirdphase, and guess what? They're going to have all the same videos, but we now have to debunk quite a bit of it, so we know what we're looking at. And let's have a laugh at what they're going to say, anyway. And anything on the side here. Never seen before, I think. Right, okay. Nothing new there.
Full videos that have just been submitted. Blake Cousins, welcome back everybody to Third Phase of Moon, the latest breaking news, along with my brother Brent. We're going to be chiming in, flying
breaking
saucer.
News. Okay, where's the beginning? Must be here. I wish I wouldn't have so much music on it. So, what are we looking at? Could be a light pillar where city lights are going through ice crystals. Could be a flares drop. It seems to be very smoky. And it could be a reflection in the window. UFOs is last on the list. Okay. Okay, so what do we got here? It looks like the red sky was sun. That I don't know. What's there at the top there? Plane? What are we looking at there? Guttering of a house? It definitely looks like clouds and a sun, or maybe a flare. What's this here though? Guttering? Plane? Keep on going. Okay, we got something more up the top here. It's got to be a tail fin of a plane, isn't it? Where it cruises up at the end. But I could be wrong. Keep on going. Okay, so that looks like a flares drop, doesn't it? You can see them coming down now. Military flares. Looks like it's out on the ocean. Some military exercise.
On camera, captured on a phone. People are doing this across the planet. Brent, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, let's take a close look again. It's coming in from multiple angles. That's the best
I tell you,
part.
these
Photos,
guys are funny.
Video, everything. You could even see it lighting up the sky itself, the clouds, the surrounding atmosphere. Very intriguing. What is this? Could this be maybe a spectrum of light with beams on the ground trying to create a prism effect in the sky? That's a possibility, but This would be kind of new tech. Looking at this, I'm ruling out drones or flares. What this is a unique capture, to say the least. Look at the anomalies of light. They're separated. It's very cool. And,
for
flares
on parachutes.
Yeah, this sporadic portion of lights within this beam really seems out of place.
And you can see it here as a dropping.
We're looking at other imagery that's coming in of the same phenomenon that night, hidden behind the clouds, lighting up the sky. Whatever this was, the luminance that's coming from this craft is absolutely incredible. We see some other kinds of light that, compared to what we're looking at here, is this some kind of like secret beam? Military experimental, I don't know, energy.
Yeah, it's called military flares.
Or put out there. I don't know. It's just very
These guys
weird.
are funny.
I don't think it's natural. I don't think it's a natural phenomenon.
No, it's
What's
not
going
natural.
on here is definitely something, in my opinion, there's some intelligence behind it.
Yeah, it's
We've got a
called
still
humans
frame.
and
Take a look
planes.
at this. Again, close-up footage of the phenomenon. Now,
There's too much smoke around it. It's got to be flares. These guys can dribble on. What are we looking at now? Another blue UFO, lightning, is it? What the hell's going on? Terrible footage. Very suspect. Could be lightning flashes. You see the bars going down here, and that's a rolling shutter. So, because a flash of light is brighter for while it's scanning, it lights up a chunk of where it's sort of scanning across. There you go, lightning. And so you saw the rolling shutter there, then it lit up there. Whatever this other light is, I'm not too sure. Could be a helicopter or a drone. And it looks like it's got two lights there. Plane. No. Looks like it might be wobbling around. Could be an LED blind. Could be CGI, of course. Yeah, it kind of looks suspect there on the editing, didn't it? That looked like some sort of like artificial light that you can add on to a phone. The way it zooms off there. Very suspect CGI. Now that's too sharp, you see what I mean? Let's see, we've got the edge of the window here, which is out of focus. The trees in the background are out of focus. What's that? The chimneys on top of a roof line. Now, two lights like that could be a plane flying towards us, but the way it's moving, independent of the camera, and it looks too sharp. It should be more overexposed and blurry compared to the rest of the image here. So that tells me that this is more likely to be CGI. Let's step it by frame. Now, could it be a reflection in the window here? You can see it's a window it's being filmed through, and someone's shining a torch at the window. And of course that light's looking a bit crisper because it's closer to us. Let me just see. So we got two possibilities: CGI at the moment, or a torch, or something being shone in the window, and someone's moving it around in their hand in the background of the room. Could be two torches and they merged it there. Still looks non-blurry with the motion, like it doesn't go out of focus or anything. And he's not zooming in and out, so if he zoomed in and out it might give it away. But I think I can see a reflection there. So if we grab that and run it through some filters, we might be able to see them standing there. We'll grab that chunk. Let's have a look. And this looks sort of washed out here too. But I can see it looks like there might be something there reflecting. What are you saying? Reflection, you reckon? Let's find out. I guess we're going to have to go soon. My arm's going to sleep here. I've sort of slid off my cushions. Oh. Resize. There you go. Brightness. So that's definitely brighter than anything else. Let's try color flipping. Let's see if we can see any reflections. Okay. Well, we couldn't see that before, could we? Is that background clouds? Or is that reflection? It kind of looks like clouds. So reset it. Could be cloud layers. Let's see, it's got the same blueness as the edge of the window here. So does it mean it's at the same brightness level there? Can't see anyone standing. Could be something here. Is that where the chimneys were? It's not too obvious at this stage. Maybe just have to grab some more images. Kind of looks like it could be a reflection, but a bit hard to tell. Is this meant to be the same thing? Or are they two different videos? See, that's quite bright. How come it's not illuminating the roof, right? Should be like some illumination happening. But here it looks like it's smudging on a window. But it's not illuminating the roof. If it was meant to be over the roof, right? Then it seems to go. They could turn off the torch just at that time there. Slowly move it, speed it up, turn it off. And what was that at the end here? As soon as we get to there, it disappears. So could it be this bright light's reflection in the window? Let's just grab a chunk of that. There's lens flare here. You can see lens flare there. So that's bright light here, and we're getting lens flare. How come the other light didn't have lens flare? You see, it's not adding up. straight away, we're starting to see some red flags. That this was manufactured somehow. Damn it. So, is that an internal light or outside light? Let's see. Could that be the sun? Again, that light there is not really crisp compared to the UFO we saw. So that looks like it might be legit to the image. Okay. So we're seeing that there is some cloud cover on that one there. So it almost looks like that's sort of smudging in the window, right? This greenish. Yeah, look at this here. There's a big light here, lens for the I reckon it's a reflection now. And as they change the camera angle, suddenly the light disappeared. It's got a reflection. Okay. So we know there's a big light source over this direction. And as he rotates it, okay, let's go back. And that there looks like it's a reflection as well. So they're filming a lightning storm where you get involved with shutter. And they're shining a torchlight at the window. There seems to be some reflection happening, right? Okay, this one's got to be a reflection. There's a camera movement. There's a bit of camera movement. And also the object's moving too, I think. Yeah. It's got to be a torch in the hand, I think. Same with this one. Probably from the same person, is it?
And then we have these flashes of energy blasting the...
That's a lightning strike, mate.
System itself, and we're adding some brightness contrast to make this thing pop. And in my opinion, I've seen lightning captured on videos. If you look it up, lightning flashes caught on video, they resemble the exact same phenomenon that happens with the camera itself. Some kind of impulse of electric static.
It's called rolling shadow, Blake Cousins. See, he doesn't know. These are meant to be experts.
That affects the optics from within the camera. This is representing this. So is this energy, plasmic orb, the source of these flashes of light? Or are we looking at something else?
Oh, God. These guys don't know what they're talking about, or they're just being really clever. Okay, I suppose rolling shutter during lightning. We've seen it many times now, I think. Let's see, video. Has anyone got a video? Rolling shutter. Can we use that one? PTE pack. Example 2. Let's have a look. And you get the line going across. And there you go. That's how it works on the camera. He's just slowed it right down. But yeah, that one's normally going the wrong direction. It's normally left to right, so I just wonder if he's flipped it. What else we got? Shooting lightning. Anything with TV on, you ignore. They're bound to try and get copyright on it. Michael, he might be alright. Let's have a look at his one. If we had a video. Not getting the rolling shutter on that one. Depends what the camera settings are, of course, or the quality of camera. But you saw it there. You get a line like a flat-boat scanner as it's going across. Ruins lightning footage. Is that safe? Stephen, let's have a look. That's why you can't use CMOS cameras, I suppose, or you need a really high-end one. Oh, it didn't look too bad. But you can see this one's got the line coming downwards. See that there, the line? It's really subtle. There you go, there, look, see that? So, some have them the rolling shutting coming down top to bottom, and some have it going left to right. And that one there is the lines going the opposite direction. But yeah, I think McWest has one on his page that's quite good. Here's another example here, where the rolling shutter is lit up. It's at night time. It looks like daytime there. There's another one. Another one. And the rolling shutter's going this way this time. Pull of light, we just saw another one. So to do a camera artifact. Another one. Yeah. So, you've heard about the beams of light that come down. Well, that's how they do it. Right. So, rolling shutter and a lightning when they're doing it. They're driving along on their dash cam. Where's one of them? It's up here somewhere. This one here on the dash cam. Lightning strike. It looks like a beam of energy being coming down to destroy the car.
There's some shocking video here, Brent. What's your thoughts?
Shocking.
Yeah, it's a good capture again by the public, and this enhancement really brings out the whole luminosity of this craft or whatever.
Looks like a reflection there too, doesn't it? Look.
Whatever it is, a plasmic ball that we've seen all over the world. And here's another comparison on a different side, and this one's quite unique. Let's just take a look at this. Again, the person's kind of moving the camera, kind of shaking it around, but still we're getting a good clear focus. And look at this thing, it just kind of hovers there and stays steady. Again.
Okay, so both of those are fake. And this is CGI. It's gotta be.
Yeah, that's kind of
looks like a cookie cutter effect, doesn't it? It's gotta be fake, surely. Changing shape slowly. Looks too black. Yeah, look. It's gotta be done software. Okay, this one might be a balloon. Went out of focus. Need to get rid of that horrible music. Okay, let's try and compare it to this one again. Fishing balloon. Kind of looks like a balloon. CGI. That's my guess on that one. Third phase review. Okay, let's have a listen.
as Bob Lazar has said that he witnessed in Area 51 or S4, one of the two. It doesn't really matter. We're getting the video evidence that nobody really gets to see. And we're compiling this on a daily basis. And once again, we have this amazing counter of what looks to be a diamond-shaped UFO. We got the still enhanced photo right there, really close. I like the way the person shot this. His hands are steady in a way, and he seems zoomed up. He's actually pushing in the lens. We got all kinds of sightings that are very similar to this. This is kind of cool, Brent. What's your thoughts? What's going on here?
More out of
Why
focus.
all of a sudden over there in the South American region?
Out of focus.
Yeah, again, I want to thank Jaime Maussan for these submissions that he wants to share from his region. And look, they all seem to be the same comparison. The size and even the color and the rotation, they seem to hover and move in its same unique fashion. They almost look like the sports model UFO. That's a good one. Look at this close up. I'm not really seeing any CGI in these videos. Everything we're seeing is legitimate. It's in-house on the camera.
Apart from that one. That one's possible CGI.
This flying in the sky, is it some sort of meta propulsion craft? That's a big question here. I like these unique sightings and the close-up of what we get here. The
they do talk crap.
Detail that it gives. You can see it just kind of rotating and kind of descending.
Yeah, there's a balloon. It's floating on helium. Lighter than air. GUFON review. Oh, this will be funny. Let's have a listen.
This is our classic diamond-shaped UFO. A classic in the UFO world. I want to tell you what I think about this because I know right off the bat I could already hear the B word in the distance. And normally I would say it.
I'd say the C word.
In this case, I see something that is extremely steady in the sky and even rotating.
I don't know. It seems to have a regular wobble to it. It's like CGI, right? I'd expect it to be moving a bit more by hand, This one here.
And then they show.
This one definitely looks balloon-like. Yeah, it's not quite the same shape.
A couple other similar. Ones throughout history.
I think it's a Milo one.
So we know this is a classic UFO that has been seen time and time again all over the world. Mainly in the southern region of the equator. You know what I mean? Of the hemisphere. Panama, Mexico,
fishing balloons, I think.
Peru. But it's a classic shape. This one's phenomenal right here. These can't.
Could that one be a kite? Doesn't look quite symmetrical, does it? To be a UFO. It's got a lot of compression artifacts around it here. Video compression does this white thing, and if it's been sharpened, it looks like someone's mucked around with it. Looks like it's been over sharpened, and we're not seeing really what the object is. Could it be simply a street lamp? Looks like it's been over sharpened here. Could it be a street lamp on one of those cables going across the road? You know how you get the cable going across. You're not going to see the cable, depending on the light. Street cable lamps. Let's have a look. What are you saying down here? Better keep up with the comments. They're clearly targeting gullible viewers. Yeah. For me to be a UFO, I'd expect it to be doing some crazy maneuvers, right? Like shoot upwards and then come down. But like that fly video almost. That's why that one looks so believable, right? The motion it does. But then when you look at flies that are sort of hovering close to lenses, it matches up, you know, and just shows how easy it is to fake stuff. So yeah, wire street lamps across road. Let's have a look. Did I see that one near a building though? So you got to use the right keywords, of course. All lights. Okay, here we got some here. Next on a post. Something like that. So you're not going to see the wire going across. That would look like a UFO, wouldn't it, from a distance? So yeah, let's have a look. See what looks like UFOs. What's that one? Oh, you see, you can't even see the post on that one. It's a bit hard to see the post, you see. I'm just trying to zoom in it. Here we go. But we can still see it there. But a cable. Here we go. Here's some cable ones. They look like UFOs in the sky. But some distant one, and there's too many in the air in that picture. Looked like the Nazi bell. So, yeah, looking for something like that. But that's got too many cables going to it. That would be a nice classic saucer if it was out of focus in the right distance, right? So that's what I'm thinking on that one, but anyone else got any other suggestions? If you think it's a real one, throw it out there. Tell us why you think it's a real. Come on, I want a wire one. Wires. Give us wires. There's plenty of wires going across, but no lights on them. What's that one? That one's got traffic lights hanging down. So you can see the wire was fading out, different angles there. So you can't see the wire going down here, see? Blends in. Still, we can't find a good example. Which is always the case when you're trying to search initially. It's got to be the right colour background. You see this one, look at the day, there's no sun. Looks like there could be a line going across. Let's see if we can enhance it. You never know, it might pop out. Select. These guys have not done any enhancements on it, just to prove there's nothing strange happening. But that's why you have me, I guess. Someone that puts in the hard yards. Before you call it a UFO, you got to be really sure it's not a Billy Meyer on a fishing wire. Cause, that's another possibility, of course. Open. So it could be a fake as well. But always go for the obvious, street lamp. See, if you had a fishing wire, you wouldn't see that. But GUFON reckons it's the best he's seen. Okay. Let's see what pops out. So you can start to see it's not symmetrical. Aha. Before I saw something coming down this way. See that there? There seems to be something there. You can see here. So it's got openings at the top, which you get on lamps, right? So what's that there? Reflection. And look, down at the bottom. Looks like some wires going across. Alright, so definitely looks like there could be some wires going that way. And there's something going up that way. So, could the line be coming down here? It's very, very hard to see it. And let's just keep playing around. Definitely can see the line now. And you can see there's something here. And it's starting to look more like a light, isn't it? Could it be reflection in the window of a light behind them? But you don't get clues like that until you run through filters, right? I'll just try something else. Definitely looks like something coming down and something going along. Yes, so is it a reflection? Could it be a reflection in a window? But we know there's a line going across here. Looks like a cable. But could it be the ceiling? Like that's the back wall of a kitchen that we're seeing. And this is the ceiling. And there's probably a cable coming down, and that would be one of those stupid kitchen lights, I bet you. So let's plug that in. Kitchen lights on cable. Let's see what we get. There's one. I don't think I got another name for it. UFOs. So, you can see here the roof line. You can see how I sort of break it down, and the filters do help us out quite a lot to sometimes detect. See, if you get these kitchens, normally like grey or white walls, right, and they sort of blend. You don't see it reflecting very well off the window. But when you run it through some filters, out pops out the lines. So again, it's a fake. It's amazing how he fakes. Let's see. Old-fashioned. Is it called rope light? I'm not sure. They've got a special name for it. Chain light. There we go. That might be a rope light. So those cables are too thick and obvious. We want one that's sort of like grey. Here we go. Like this, that almost blends in with the wall. So you don't see it. Here's one that's grey, and that kind of looks like a UFO. Reflect it into a window. There'd be a perfect example out there. It's just a matter of finding it. And then you can do a side by side and all that sort of business. But yeah, we're probably spending too long on it. I think it's a rope light or chain light, a bit like that there. Could be another option. But that's messy. That's messy. I think it's still going to be one of these ones where the cable can be very thin and blend in with the same colour of the house walls. The wall colour, that is. Here you go, look. So if that was that same grey colour cable, still no perfect example, but if you want to go and find one, it'll be out there. I'm just probably not using the right keywords, searching. So yeah, so I reckon that's the back wall, that's the ceiling. We could see there was something happening here, but we can't quite see anything. And if we zoom in there, it's really hard to see any cable. But if it's the same colour as the wall, you ain't going to see it. And it kind of looks like a light bulb at the bottom there, doesn't it? It looks like a round light bulb thing. Let's reset it. Yeah, you can't quite get the bulb, but it is there. Kind of looks like a bulb there. It's got the roundness to it, you see. I'm sure I've seen that lamp somewhere. I've gone through this over many years and come across lamps like that. But anyway, keep on going.
Can't all be balloons. You just can't come out and say it, especially with the ones we've seen here. And this one, I really don't think it is a balloon.
Okay, so because I keep flipping between videos, This one here, I still think is CGI.
It's very, very steady. Little to no wobble. And it's very defined. Yes, balloons can be defined.
The wobble looks artificial.
We'll see here on a still image, I believe. Slowed down a little. Yeah, I don't know what to say on this except...
And I would expect it to go out of focus as well. If he's wobbling like that, I'd expect some out of focus.
Abilities of this being real are very high percentage.
So that one looks very faked, and they're sort of changing the formula there, so it changes shape. Who we got? Was that Dan? Did I see Dan? Ah, Dan. Could it be a drone? What, changing shape? I suppose it could be an optical illusion if it's rotating, where it sort of looks like it's one shape and then changes.
Over 75%. A real UFO meaning unknown.
No,
it doesn't belong in our arsenal of things that we make fly.
Easy cookie cutter effect, you know.
Great going.
That's right, GUFON. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we even have more videos of a portal seen over China. Watch this.
See, they got caught out on this one too. Just do the research, guys. And this come out after Scott's thing too. You know, they should be following Scott, but they probably do. They probably know it's been debunked, and they can just add it onto their video and make some money out of it.
Closely, and let me tell you, this is incredible footage if real. That's why we're putting it out there. We're not exactly sure. We're in China. It's a foggy day, and you know there's a lot of people on the ground pointing their cameras to the sky, and it seems.
But we already looked at that. They're pointing at this building here.
Different directions. So this is the question: is this put in the video after some kind of event? And people are astonished, and they wanted to enhance this agenda of massive.
The idiots, they really are. How many? 26 September the 13th. What was Scott's one? I should have looked at the date. I think he did us on 12th.
Sighting in China. I'm not exactly sure, but let's take it out to Rich. He's got some thoughts on this.
Actually, we could probably bring up his Twitter page. It'll probably be on there. Let's find out what date he posted his debunk for it. See, they don't do any analysis, right? So here we go. Okay, that's 5 hours ago, but that was at the first post. That's a kite. We've been over that one before. Here we go. 13 hours ago. So you always got to go down with Scott's because you got to find out when the first one was added. Here we go, another one. Huge light pillar, September the 14th, that one. Okay, we want it before these guys. Which was 13th. Let's keep on going. This one's interesting too. They were saying this is Antarctica, was it? This thing here. They're filming on the snow as a alien base or something. Turns out to be it's actually a base for humans, and it's got to put a Wikipedia on it here somewhere. We'll come back to it maybe. Let's see, we're trying to September the 10th, September the 14th. When was the first reference? This one. Okay, so he posted September the 10th, right? So he's probably got some more here. September the 10th. Okay, so that's his first reference to it. September the 10th. 3 days, a good 3 days before. Right, he keeps on going. September the 10th. He's still posting it today, right? So, September the 10th. Anyone before that? So it's a good 3 days before Thirdphase picked it up, right? They had no excuse. It would have been going around different channels. Okay, so that just proves a point. That they don't look at debunkers. And if they do, they ignore it because they want to get money out of it. Where's the Scott Base one again? Here, their source. A known hoax promoter and conspiracy theorist. Mr. MBB! Let's click on that. Okay, so this is down Arctic or Antarctica. Mysterious 300-foot wide aerodynamic structure sitting on top of Earth. Well, it looks like it's on snow, big as a football field. Yeah. I don't know why people watch that channel. And the Sun newspaper's picked it up, and he's got it promoted, has he, Mr. MBB? Google Earth image of a Tic Tac UFO base. They're saying these round ones are Tic Tac. Whereabouts was it though? Okay, that's that light there is creating lens flare, and you can see the individual bulbs in the light source here. Round overall LED light. Okay. Where's the Scott Base one? We had more than that, didn't we? He had a link to it. Where's the link? Wikipedia. Here we go. So this is what it is. If you can say it, go ahead. Nagasori Air Base. Whereabouts is it? Russia. There you go. It's in the snow. Airfield in Alexandra Land, Russia. So the Russians have got the Tic Tacs. What if we got any more pictures for it? Google. We have to. Not many though. What's that one? Map. Okay, so that's where it is. Satellite. Yeah, it looks like an air base, doesn't it? We've got a runway. And can we see the UFO base? So whited out. Look at, maybe it's been blurred out. Or maybe we're looking at the wrong part. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Is that it up the top? Is that it? Round ones. Could be it. Round. But it's all out of focus. Oh well. Was there some images or videos? I got that one. And that one. Just a bit close up there. Here we go. Certainly is it, isn't it? Pretty clear cut, that one. Debunked. How stupid Mr. MBB can be. Anyway, how we going for time? Oh, 3.5. I suppose I've got to wrap up. How you going, Jasper? You're gonna go. Still new to your channel? Did you ever make short video edits of your debunks? Yeah, I didn't do the live debunks. I used to do it offline and then compile it into 5-minute videos. I showed you one before with the fly. If you click on that and go to the playlist for UFO files, there's about 38 of them. But they take as long as doing a live show, right? Because you're doing the research, then you're taking snapshots, and then you've got to stick it in the editor, and then you've got to do the voiceover. It's better just to show people how you researched it and found all the answers, right? Using Google and the applications, right, to prove it's a flight path or whatever. I don't use that so much now because my license has expired to roll back. So what's GUFON got to say?
Yes. And let's hear it, Rich.
Alright, I'll give a short review. This to me looks like a cloud anomaly of some sort or a water fountain, a huge fountain, but I don't see water cascading down off the sides. We have a cameraman that pans around, shows us it's a foggy day. Other people are pointing their cameras in the direction of this thing, but yet other people aren't. Other people are pointing to other areas, more importantly.
Now, I know GUFON is subscribed to UFOofinterest, so either he's bullshitting along with these cousin brothers to get the clickbait and the views, right, and new subs, or he's totally clueless. It's one or the other, right?
Than this one, so I'm not sure if this is there or it's real, but it's real interesting, I have to admit. It's very rare we see one of these, so I don't know. Still interesting though.
Exactly, Rich. We've got the review, and here it is, 50% zoomed in. We're looking at it, and it looks pretty good. We're not seeing any kind of manipulation, but you never know. Things are getting really good. People are trying to pull off anything. But what's interesting is it would be kind of incredible to hire a bunch of actors over there in China to like start pulling out their phones to mimic some kind of event. Is this an event, Brent? What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, it could have been just perfect conditions with the tower being highlighted by the sun with this fog and creating this atmospheric anomaly, maybe reflecting off of there and seeing this kind of halo kind of event that takes place. You do see the people, and they kind of gather around like Rich said earlier. Why aren't some of the people filming this event? They seem off camera. They're not filming this particular sighting that's taking place in front of a massive amount of people. But then again, I'm looking at a lot of people seemed directly pointed at this phenomenon.
Yeah, so they do know. They're obviously seen Scott's debunk on it because he said it's a tower. So they're just playing along, these guys. So anyway, we've done that one. If we keep on going, I should have actually clicked on the other thing down here. Thirdphase. We're still promoting Greer. Here you go, look. Is that Greer, isn't it? Oh no, Bob Lazar, is it? Oh no, they got the pilot on the airhead. Let's have a listen. That's just come up, has it? We'll just skim
Lazar, just moments ago, we're going to share that conversation with you, and we're also going to have our special.
Oh God!
But in a couple days.
bubblers.
How stupid is that?
Well, there she is. Heavy makeup, eyelashes, fake eyelashes. She got the gloves on.
And of course, it caused the storm on Area 51. And what is so cool about this to me is that, you know, you kind of end up.
Premiere. So they're going to do a Bob Lazar one now, are they?
In the next 2 weeks. It wouldn't surprise me at this point.
His real name is Robert Lazar.
Oh, God. Oh no, they're repeating the same old crap. Oh no, not that stupid Stargate Arch thing. No, they're making a new documentary, are they? Anything to make money. So sick of hearing about Bob Lazar and Greer. Boring. Oh yeah, let's go back one. I suppose they're getting newcomers to the UFO field that don't know the situation, right? And of course, new people coming in, money in the bank.
Operation. We've got these discs that have been captured in the videos that we're going to be covering, including.
So we just debunked some of these before, haven't we? And now they're just recycling them. Damn. See you later. Okay, Jesper off, is he? Yep. Okay. Off to work in a few hours. Okay. Isn't it a bummer that you have to go to work? Oh well. We're slaves to the money. So let's finish off with this video here, I guess, and might be able to do it less than 4 hours.
Theirs, like something out of a Black Ops
Totally
operation.
out of focus.
We've got these discs that have been captured in the videos that we're going to be covering, including strange lights.
That one there I thought was two planes
over the lunar
approaching.
surface of the moon, including something incredible. A bright
that
light
one we saw
appears
before as well.
near a harbor and is captured on
so they're
camera.
repeating
So let's
that.
go to the first video coming in from Bronx, New York, captured this month.
Man?
Watch.
Oh, guys.
Okay, this one might be the only
That's
new
a UFO.
one. Okay, could it be a dark cloud?
Yo.
Yo, it's so out of focus. How could I do it any worse?
Oh, shit. Yo, it's a UFO.
Okay, so again, it could be a cable light. That poor quality video film, and you wouldn't see the cable.
Right here. I got it. First on camera. UFO.
Could even be a spider web there. Who knows?
Right here, CCP. Oh.
Could it be a blimp? It's not. It's moving very slowly.
Shit.
If it is.
So let's review this.
Yeah, did it just end there, did it? So, yeah, where did it go to? You know, that's very suspect straight away. Where did they go to work and then school? Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Again, and zoom in about 150% to get a closer look at whatever this object is. At first, I thought it could have been a blimp, but we're not seeing any FAA lights blinking on this thing. This is a consistent shadow, no lights whatsoever, and it's too big to be a drone or a banner. It just remains stationary. What's going on here? I want to get you guys' opinion in the live premiere right now. Brent, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, the cameraman's doing the best job he can. He zooms in, and he's in a good vantage point, and you can see he's kind of stuck in position. He needs to hold this shot. And whatever he's producing actually has a lot of evidence to it. Like you said, there's no FAA lights blinking on this thing, and it does look like your classic.
Hey, so it could be an advertising blimp. Could be a street lamp on a wire that you don't see the wire. Could be even a puff of black cloud.
Flying saucer shaped disc. What is this? You can see it. It's blackened. Some people might say this is just a cloud hanging there, but the atmospheric phenomenon, everything else around it, doesn't match what people might say in this. This is indeed something hanging in the sky. I'm saying it's floating. Whatever it is, the propulsion behind this,
and the red flag is he doesn't film it, seeing it go away. So
it's good still image. Check it out. We're zoomed in 65%.
And I don't do any color filters on it, so it makes it really hard.
We're still not getting a whole lot of detail, but then again, that's what you.
Kind of looks like washed out, doesn't it? It kind of looks like maybe there was explosion and ended up with a little black cloud. I bet if we run it through some filters, it looks more like a cloud. Just spend a little bit longer on this stuff, but I got to get going. Like I said, we did the Dark Pyramid first, which was kind of an interesting story. But yeah, go and do some research on that one, see what you can dig up. See if you can find anything on the maps. And we left the debunking or video analysis to last because it's long-winded and of course less interesting. And not everybody likes the debunking side of things. There we go. So, what do you reckon, guys? UFO would be last on the list for me on this one. Clouds, a street lamp. Again, we see a thing coming down. Should we try brightness? Kind of looks washed out, doesn't it, like a cloud? I can make it more UFO looking. That's what we can do with the brightness. Let's do color swap. Wrong one. Now we're starting to see something that we didn't see before. Looks like layers of clouds. Seems to be a funny pattern happening. Okay. Okay. Could it be a lamp? Could it be a blimp? Seems to be a funny pattern happening. What the hell could it be? It could be a blimp. Almost look like a flag on the side before. Like an American flag or something. Could be advertising blimp. So it almost looks like some sort of pattern on it. I don't know, it's a bit hard to tell. There's that strange pattern happening. But yeah, it looks like it's down to pixel level, that's why. Kind of look like a cloud, like a stripy flag for a minute there. But that's what we were seeing, that was just coloured differently. I think it might be just a cloud. Just by the shape of it, it looks a wee bit strange, you know, yeah. It could be like a cloud mass behind and this is sort of opened up. I think it's a cloud. Anyway. See, it looks like a cloud all around it here. It looks like it's sort of gone up, around, inside the hole. That's just a hole in the clouds. Looks too wishy-washy, you know. Too grainy. But anyway. How much we got left on this video? Quite a lot, I suppose. Let's have a look. Next one, lights on the moon. Alright, we looked at that one before. I think it was two planes coming towards us. No, even there was it? Yeah. Regular blinking. So regular blinking. That one stopped blinking for some reason. Of course, it could be those LED balloons where the battery's cutting in and out and it's lighting up. This again is where you need to use the apps. So at the time, just aim it at the sky. So it gives you GPS coordinates.
So first off, when we review this video, we want to thank the Hidden Underbelly 2.0 for allowing us permission from the person who shot it.
Can't rule out CGI, of course. If you got any more information on that one, it'd be good. Hey, he's back. This is the spirit. I do enjoy lunch. Good night. We're going to wrap up soon anyway. My voice is going.
Astronomer was able to capture these multi-lights captured on the lunar surface in different regions of...
I don't think they're on the surface, right? They're in the sky.
Across the surface. Is this, again, some kind of communication, Brent?
Yeah, not an expert in Morse code, but I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there on Thirdphase that know exactly.
Now, there has been, in the past, talking about moonlights from early days, where they thought there was activity on the moon. But it could be some sort of natural phenomenon, like ice crystals and street lamps, maybe, because electricity was pretty new back then. Let's see, moonlights. See what comes up. Nope. Talking about bicycle lights for some reason. Moonlights. Sounds like it's a product. Okay, there's the moonlight. Does look like a moon too. UFO probably. Have to type in. See if it's got a special name for it. If I can see what I'm typing. My left eye's terrible. Fact check. Buzz Aldrin did not claim to have seen aliens. Buzz Aldrin confirms UFO sightings. Full moon. Now, they talked about seeing flashes of lights in the eye. That was to do with gamma radiation, I think, as it was passing through their eyes, and when they were sleeping, they could see the flashes. Interacting with atoms in the eye. That's not what we're after, though. We just want to know about moon flashes. The other theory was that there was some solar wind hitting, causing the flashes, which is possible. But like you have in the skies in northern hemisphere here, in southern hemisphere, there's northern lights, so it could be something like that. But in this case, I think it's just plain lights. I was just trying to see if there's some articles on ancient lights, moon lights, moon flashes. Maybe I have to get images. Okay. Yeah, just like modern stuff. I want to go back in time when there's no LED balloons or planes in the sky. And no go on that one. I have come across a couple of articles on it though, and some theories behind it, like what's inside the moon we don't know, whether it's got some volcanic activity happening and the flashes could be related to what they call air flights, like it might be moon lights, you know, similar thing, where it creates a burst of energy. And of course Skinwalker Ranch has also been talking about those bursts of lights above the ranch, which again is related to the underground strangeness at that location due to asteroid impact and a lot of strange materials from meteorites that they found, and mostly magnetic, of course.
Exactly what that is. If you
So here they should have found the date, time and all that and plugged it into the thing and said, oh, well, it's definitely not a plane because here's the flight radar for that night. But they don't do anything like that. They sort of bring it to you as fast as possible without doing any hard work. And of course with this one here, I think is a reflection of a light on a crane that's rotating, and it's showing up in the security camera. Yeah, it's a crane that we're not seeing rotating. With some long exposure happening, which you get on security cameras. So they're repeating that one again.
We're looking at this, and this
it's filmed
rigid
through glass,
to be a drone. Usually drones have their own like kind of rhythm on it. This one almost seems organic. Right off in the distance on the horizon, you see this bright orb of light as well.
I think it's passing in front of things, isn't it?
Another of these craft is hanging in there. I'm not exactly sure, but it has the
looks like it's on the front.
Same luminance in their character of light. Again, the backup shot, you see this light just
of course, we're talking about infrared here as well.
Pulsating. Then it makes these maneuvers. We're getting another close-up. About 50% zoomed in on the third phase of moon.
Yeah, we get these submissions, and it's really, we're fascinated on what we get from the public every day, and we're so...
It's got to be rotating crane. Has to be. Did I see a reflection here? Looks like a reflection there, is it?
Actions and fallouts. So it could be either
long exposure,
front or behind it. But in my opinion, it's in front of it. We can see it clearly in front of the harbor there. So
I think it's glass. See that there?
Again, this
glass
object is bigger than your average vehicle.
Reflection. So if the boom arm of a crane next door to the camera is rotating, then it looks like it's going to come down, rotate around. Can't prove it though, unless we had an outside view of that location. And that spudginess happening here has nothing to do with the water vapours. Looks like it's reflected off the window.
Like a car or a drone.
And that double click.
Doing something that's kind of incredible.
I really hate that. Should be an option to disable double
some
click.
kind of USO activity along the coast around our world, because people have seen these things over and over again, and we have proof of the videos, and this is another indication of the USO activity is on the rise.
Yeah, looking at those cranes, I'd estimate the size.
So it looks like they might have another crane that would be over here. And if that's rotated around with a light, maybe at the top, these ones are turned off. That could explain if it's rotating around that direction. That light would go down this direction, reflection.
It's probably about 100.
And then it might be lowering the arm down, which would make it come down. I reckon there's a crane off the view here. But anyway, I can't prove it. It's just my gut instinct. There we go, got big gun going, is it? Oh no. So weapon there. So yeah, we got through it here. Don't think there was any more, but let me just check. We got another one here. What was that one? Oh right, we already covered that one too, so I already had that linked. So yeah, we've covered everything. We're up to scratch now, I think. Although I got a feeling maybe security team has put out something new by now too. Let's just have a quick look. He's got the flashing lights one. And he spent his money on a new watch. Thank you guys. He's a starving, sick man. What a crappy looking watch, man. That would have been cheap, because Swatch watches are collectibles, aren't they? So that's going to be an alien. This just looks like a blob in the middle. I would have been disappointed with that. And he's got a video of it, has he?
I wonder what...
How I can spend all the money you're giving
time
me.
It is. It's time for you to see my new Secure Team trucker hat that just came in the mail. Got the Insomnia Mobile back here. But yeah, man, I just got mine in the mail. This thing is...
So go buy one, people.
I mean, it's really well made. Trucker style. Yeah, man, this thing's awesome. Puffed out embroidery, love it. Check it out, secureteamtees.com.
Bye, bye, bye. What's this one? We do not have undercover cop cars in the state. What's he trying to do? Got reflection. He's driving that car. He crashed, wasn't it?
So this car, we went for a little drive, and this SUV has been following us ever since.
Ah, it's the Men in Black Florida.
There it is, coming around the corner.
Are they seriously following
They
us?
followed us into a school parking lot because Kelly and I wanted to drive.
That's the first time we've heard his wife with him, or is it? Could be one of his girlfriends having a Tinder date. Anyway, conspiracy. So it'll be interesting to see what he comes out with next. Probably be on the car following him, I say. Anyway, we better get going. And yeah, I wonder what happened to that radio show interview that I did. It would help if they started broadcasting it. But anyway, in credit time, and I'll say good night. On the side. Good night all. Thanks for showing up. And any donations? I don't think membership ones show. But yeah, thanks for joining. I think it's like $5 or $3 or something, isn't it? And take care on the roads, people. Might better get it before 4 hours. I'll probably end it soon. Not do the full thing at the end here. The longer it is, the longer Google will take to process it. You know, when it's processed, the side chat pops up, right? And then you can download it after that. And we're getting no data. And now it's saying excellent data. That doesn't make any sense. Google's not fully real time, I don't think. Processing. I know the CPU's probably peaked, that's probably it. Anyway, good night. I'll end it now.